Hi students, welcome back. So let us continue our discussion on mathematical induction. See the question number 18. The sum of first n terms of this series is given when n is odd. So for odd values of n, we have to find the sum of first n terms in this series. So here we can see up to n terms we are finding the sum. So problem is in terms of n. Options are also given in terms of n. So for such problems we solve by using verification. So let us take some values for n. Now what values of n we can take? Only odd numbers we can take. So don't take even numbers. Take only the odd numbers. Let us take n equal to 1. Now when n is 1, what is the left hand side value? Sum up to n terms. So n is 1 means sum up to first term, which is 1 square here. So left hand side is 1. Now substitute n equal to 1 in the options. See which option will satisfy. Verify from options. First option, n is 1. So 1 by 12 into 1 plus 1, 2. 4 minus 1 plus 3. So 3 plus 3 will get 6, which is 12 by 12 is 1. So first option can be the answer. Okay, we don't take directly first option as answer because we have to verify the remaining options also. So let us see remaining options. Second option, n is 1. So 1 by 12 into 1 into 3, which is 1 by 4. So this cannot be the answer. Next, third option, n is 1 by 6 into 1 plus 1 into 4 minus 1 plus 3, which is 8. So it is 8 by 3. Third option also wrong. Fourth option, n is 1 by 6 into 1, n is 1, 4 plus 5 minus 6, 9 minus 6 is 3, so which is 1 by 2. This is also wrong. So here only one option is satisfying. Right hand side as 1. That is the first option. So first option will be correct. Suppose if more than one option satisfies, then we will take another value for n. Here we cannot take 2. So we have to take only odd numbers. So next verification will be by taking n equal to 3. Okay. If more than one satisfies. In this case only one option is satisfying. So first option only correct. Okay. Now see the next question. If Tn is given 1 by 4 into n plus 2 into n plus 3 for n equal to 1, 2, 3 and so on, then what is 1 by t1 plus 1 by t2 plus 1 by t3 and so on up to 1 by t 2003. So we are finding the sum up to some finite number of terms. Okay. So here up to 1 by t 2003. So for some fixed value of term, we are finding the summation. So it is not in terms of n. Okay. If it is in terms of n and options are also in terms of n, now we can verify. But here it is not in terms of n. So there is some particular value of term given. So how to solve this type of problems? Verification we cannot do. So we have to solve directly. If you observe the problem, we are having the reciprocal terms 1 by t1, 1 by t2, 1 by t3 up to 1 by t 2003. So let's take the reciprocal term given. Tn is given. So how can I 1 by tn? 1 by tn can be written as 4 by n plus 2 into n plus 3. Tn can be written as 4 by, so 1 by tn can be written as 4 by n plus 2 into n plus 3. Now we have to simplify this 1 by tn. If you observe the denominator terms n plus 2 into n plus 3, okay. Now the difference is 1. So that the difference 1 in the numerator we can arrange as 4 into 1 by n plus 2 into n plus 3. The difference of denominator terms we can arrange in the numerator. So here 1 in the numerator I can write as n plus 3 minus n plus 2. Okay. So that is the difference is 1. Now let us divide separately. 4 into n plus 3 cancel. So 1 by n plus 2 minus 1 by n plus 3. So this is the reciprocal term 1 by Tn. Now we can find the required sum 1 by T1 plus 1 by T2 and so on up to 1 by T 2003 can be written as 1 by T1. So let us take n equal to 1. Okay, n is 1 means we get 1 by T1 as 4 into. Now 4 is there for each term. So let us take 4 common. Okay, I'll take 4 common outside from each of these terms. So n is 1 means 1 by 3 minus 1 by 4 plus 1 by T2 is 4 already taken common. 1 by T2 will be 1 by 4 minus 1 by 5. Next 1 by T3 will be 1 by T3 will be 1 by 5 minus 1 by 6 and so on up to 1 by T 2003. So 1 by T 2003 will be 4 into 1 by 2005 minus 1 by 2006 by taking 4 common from each of these terms. Now this we can simplify easily. 4 times minus 1 by 4 plus 1 by 4 minus 1 by 5 plus 1 by 5 minus 1 by 6 here, next term plus 1 by 6. So all these terms will get cancelled. First term remains, then last term remains, all the other terms will get cancelled. So remaining part is 1 by 3 minus 1 by 2006. So taking LCM, we will get 2006 minus 2003. So this is 4 into 2003 divided by 3 into 2006. So what we can cancel here? 2 we can cancel 2 times. So required answer will be 8006 4006 divided by 3009. So fourth option will be 10. Okay. So whenever we are having this type of terms, that is some constant by n plus 2 into n plus 3 or n plus 1 into n plus 2 like this. Observe the difference of denominator terms and the difference we can arrange in the numerator, and dividing separately, adding the terms will get cancelled. So we get the simplified form. Okay. So the next question. So 1 plus 1 by 2 into 1 plus 2, 1 by 3 into 1 plus 2 plus 3 plus 1 by 4 into 1 plus 2 plus 3 plus 4 and so on up to 20 times. So here also we are finding the sum up to some particular number of terms up to 20 terms. Again, if the problem is in terms of n, options are also in terms of n, then we can verify. But here they are asking particularly sum up to 20 terms. So here we have to solve directly. No other method we can use. Now to take sum up to 20 terms here. Now observe what is the first term 1. Second term is 1 by 2 into 1 plus 2. Third term is 1 by 3 into 1 plus 2 plus 3. Fourth term 1 by 4 into 1 plus 2 plus 3 plus 4 and so on. So there is some pattern here. Okay. So using that pattern, let us decide what is the nth term here. Okay. So here nth term Tn. See how can I get nth term? Second term is 1 by 2 into 1 plus 2. Third term is 1 by 3 into 1 plus 2 plus 3. So nth term will be 1 by n into sum up to n numbers. Okay. 1 by 3 into sum up to 3 natural numbers. 1 by 4 into sum up to 4 natural numbers. So similarly, nth term can be written as 1 by n into sum up to n natural numbers up to n. This is the nth term, which can be written as 1 by n into sum of n natural numbers we know, n into n plus 1 by 2, so which is n plus 1 by 2. This is Tn. Now using the Tn, we can write the sum of n terms. Now sum of first n terms, Sn, can be written as sigma Tn. Okay, there is a formula. The sum of first n terms, it is given by sigma Tn. So apply summation to its nth term, then we will get the sum of first n terms. So it is sigma Tn is here n plus 1 by 2. So first write Sn. Then by taking values for n, we can find sum of any number of terms. Okay, I write Sn. So using Sn, we can find sum up to 20 terms or 50 terms or up to 100 terms also we can find. So simplified, by 2 is constant right outside. Apply sigma n plus sigma 1. So 1 by 2 into sigma n is sum of n natural numbers, n into n plus 1 by 2, plus sigma 1. So sigma 1 means 1 we are adding n times. So adding 1 n times, we will get n. So taking LCM and simplifying, we will get n into n plus 1 plus 2n divided by 4. So this is Sn. Now after finding the Sn, so we can find what is the sum up to 20 terms. Now S20 will be, substitute n equal to 20, then we get sum up to first 20 terms is 20 into 21 plus 2 into 20 divided by 4. Okay, so let us simplify. 20 we can take common and cancel. 4 5s are 20, 21 plus 2, so 5 into 23, which is 115. So sum up to first 20 terms, which is 115. Okay, so this is the method for solving sum up to some particular number of terms they are asking here. Okay, so what we do is just the observation or making some calculations. Let us find what is the nth term. Using nth term, we can find sum up to n terms. Now after finding sum up to n terms, let us substitute some particular value for n. Okay. So next question. If S1 is given set of 2, S2 is given set of 3, 6, S3 is set of 4, 8, 16, S4 is set of 5, 10, 20, 40 and so on. Then the sum of numbers in the set S15 is, so in the set 15, S15, we want to find the sum of the numbers. Okay, so for finding the sum of numbers in S15, first we have to find what are the numbers. So based on some particular pattern, we can write the elements of S15. So observe here, what is the S1 given? Contains the element 2. Set 2, it contains the elements 3, 6. S3 contains elements 4, 8, 16. S4 contains the elements 5, 10, 20, 40. So these are the elements of S4 and so on. If we keep on writing like this, now what will be the elements in the set S15? What will be the elements of set S15? Now observe the pattern here. S1, now we have 2, S2 we have 3, 6. Now first we have to find what is the starting term. Okay, so what will be the starting term in each of the sets? In S1 starting with 2, S2 starting with 3, S3 starting with 4, S4 starting with 5, S5 will be starting with 6. So the first element of this set is nothing but one more than this suffix. Okay, so one more than this number. So here S15 means will be starting with 16 and so on. Now what will be the next numbers? We know the starting element, that is one more than this suffix of given set. Now how to find the other elements? If you observe this pattern 4, 8, 16. So 8 is 4 into 2, next 16 is 8 into 2 and so on. So for the previous element we are multiplying 2 and we are getting the next elements. 5 we have multiplied 2 we get 10, 10 multiplied 2 20, multiply 2 we get 40 and so on. So each term we are getting by multiplying the previous term by 5. Sorry, multiplying the previous term by 2. So to multiply 2, this is 16 means next term will be 32. Again multiply 2 we will get 64. Next we will get 128 and so on. Now the question is up to what terms we can take here. So up to how many terms you will take, and observe that also. In S4 how many elements are there? 4 elements. S3 3 elements. S2 2 elements. So in S15 up to 15 terms. Okay, so there will be 15 terms in this set S15. Okay, so let us take the sum of these terms. Now required sum is S equal to 16 plus 32 plus 64 and so on up to 15 terms. Now if you observe, each term we are multiplying and getting the next terms. So it is nothing but forming GP because the ratio will be same. So here ratio is 2. So it is forming a GP. It is a GP where the first term is 16, common ratio is 2, number of terms n is 15. Up to 15 terms we are finding the sum. So how can I guess here? Sum of n terms in GP. So it is a into r power n minus 1 divided by r minus, so which is 16 into 2 power 15 minus 1. So required sum is 16 into 2 power 15 minus 1. So second option will be correct. Okay. So it is based on the pattern given for the sets. Okay. S1, S2, S3 and so on. Some particular sets are given. Using them we are writing the required set. Okay. Let us see next question. In this sequence of sets, the sum of elements in the nth set is. So again, some sets are given. In that sets, now we need to find the sum of elements in the nth set is. So in nth set, what will be the sum of these elements? Now here, one thing we can do is, options are given in terms of n. So one thing we can do is verify. Okay. So first method we will verify, then we will see how to solve directly. Because if you see question number 27, same type of sets are given. Now here they are asking the sum of elements in the 50th set is. So in 50th set, what is the sum of elements? So here it is not in terms of n. So we have to solve directly. Okay. So this is similar to question number 26. So first we verify this 26, then we will solve directly, so that it will be useful for question number 27 also. Okay. So one method we can do for 26 is verification. verification we can do. Let us take n equal to 1. Now n equal to 1 means we need sum of elements in the n set is. Now sum of elements in the n set means we are taking n as 1, sum of elements in the first set. So what is the sum of elements in first set? First set is set of 1. What is the sum of elements here? 1. So left hand side is 1. Now see the options. Let us take n equal to 1 in first option. 1 into 2 divided by 6. 1 by 3. First option now. Second option is n is 1. 1 into 1 square plus 1. 2 divided by 2. So second option may be correct. Third option. N is 1. 1 into 2 into 3 divided by 6, which is 1. So maybe third option is correct. Fourth option, 1 into 3 divided by 3, which is also 1. So fourth option also may be correct. Okay. So by one verification, we are eliminating the first option. So this cannot be answered. So either second, third, or fourth option will be correct. Now for that we will take another verification. Let us take n is 2. So what will be left hand side whenever n is 2? Sum of elements in the nth set. When we take n equal to 2, now we need sum of elements in second set. What is the second set here? 2, 3. What is the sum of elements? Which is 5. So we should get answer as 5 whenever n is 2. See the options. First option already eliminated. So let's take second option. N is 2. So it is 2 into 2 square plus 1. So it is 5 divided by 2. So it will be 5. So second option can be the answer. Next, third option. N is 2. 2 into 3 into 4 divided by 6, which is 4. So it is wrong. Fourth option, n is 2. 2 into 4 divided by 3, which is 8 by 3, is also wrong. So only option correct is the second option. Understand? So here they are asking sum of elements in n set. Problem is in terms of n. Options are also in terms of n. So that's why we are verifying. Okay. So take some value for n. See that which option will be satisfied. Okay. This is one method. So which always we can do easily by the method of verification for this type of problems. Now if we see the next question. In this sequence, set of 1, set of 2, 3, set of 4, 5, 6, set of 7, 8, 9, 10, and so on. Same type of problem, but here they are asking sum of elements in the particular set, that is 58 set. So how to solve this type of problem? So let's take it as S1 first set, which is having the element 1. Second set S2 having the elements 2, 3. S3 having the elements 4, 5, 6. S4 is 7, 8, 9, 10, and so on. Now let us write the elements in the set Sn. Okay, I let the elements of set Sn so that we can find the sum of elements in Sn. Now by substituting any value, we can find the sum of elements in 50th set or 100th set or any set we can find. So how to write the elements of Sn here? Observe the pattern. 1 here, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Next will be 11, 10, 12, and so on. So it depends on what we are taking is here. All natural numbers we are taking. So natural numbers we are taking, and how to start these natural numbers. Okay. If you know that, then we can write the elements of this Sn. Okay, so conjugative natural numbers we are taking, and how many natural numbers we are taking here? Number of elements is number of elements is 1 here. Here number of elements is 2. Here number of elements is 3. Number of elements is 4, and so on. So in Sn, so that is the nth set. How many elements will be there? There will be n elements. So these n elements are nothing but conjugative natural numbers. Okay. Now if you know the starting element, then we can take sum of this n conjugative natural numbers. How to take that starting element? Okay. Observe these elements. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. If you observe this last element, in each of the sets, so this last element in each of the set, it is nothing but the number of elements in each of the sets in the previous sets. Okay, so you have to take sum of this number of elements in the previous sets, then we get the last element of this set. Okay, see here, if you want to get the element in this last element of S4, so last element of S4, that is 10, it can be obtained by taking the sum of elements, sum of number of elements. Okay, so 3 plus 2 plus 1, which is 6, so that will be obtained here. We take sum of this 4 plus 3 plus 2 plus 1, which is 10. Okay, so 10 is obtained by taking number of elements, their summation. So 4 plus 3 plus 2 plus 1, which is 10. Now this number is obtained by taking the sum of this 3 plus 2 plus 1, and this element is obtained by taking sum of this 2 plus 1. This is obtained by taking only one element. Okay. So if you know the last element of this set, now what is the next element of next set? Okay, that is the next natural number. So we are ending with 6 here. Next set is starting with the 7. So for finding the starting element of Sn, we should know what is the last element of Sn minus 1. Okay, in Sn minus 1 set, we should know what is the last term here. So what will be the last term of this Sn minus 1? So last term of Sn minus 1 is, it is nothing but the sum of number of elements in this previous sets. How many elements we have here? N minus 1 plus n minus 2 plus and so on up to 3 plus 2 plus 1. Okay, so taking the sum of the number of elements in the previous sets, that is nothing but n minus 1, n minus 2 up to 1. So if you take sum of this, it is nothing but the last term of Sn minus 1. So it is sum of n minus 1 natural numbers, which is n into n minus 1 by 2. So it is the last element here, n into n minus 1 by 2. This is the last element of Sn minus 1. If you know the last element here, so what will be the first element of this? 1 more than this. So n into n minus 1 by 2 plus 1. Next number will be n into n minus 1 by 2 plus 2. N into n minus 1 by 2 plus 3 and so on. Okay, so this will be the set Sn. Okay, so after writing the elements of set Sn, now we can write the summation. Okay, so observe that these are conjugative natural numbers, means it is forming an arithmetic progression. Okay, so arithmetic progression means we can find the sum of n terms in this arithmetic progression. So it forms AP, where the first term is n into n minus 1 by 2 plus 1. Common difference is 1. number of terms. What is the number of terms in this? It is n. So using the sum of n terms in AP, we can find the sum of elements in this set Sn. Understanding? So you have to observe the pattern of elements, how to write the elements of the set. So based on that, we are writing the elements of the set, then we can take the summation. So let's take summation now. Sum of elements in the n set. S equal to sum of elements in this n set. Now we know that it is forming AP. So we know first term, common difference, and number of terms. It is n by 2 into 2a. A is first term, n into n minus 1 by 2 plus 1. So 2a plus n minus 1 into d. D is 1. So n by 2 into, let us take LCM, 2 will get cancelled. N square minus n plus 2 plus n minus 1. So it is nothing but n by 2 into n square. N will get cancelled, 2 minus 1 is 1. So required summation is n by 2 into n square plus 1. Okay. If you observe question number 26, now that is what we solved. Sum of elements in the n set is n by 2 into n square plus 1. Okay. So if you want to solve directly, this is the method of solving, and we should know the method of solving also, because this type problems we verify. But if you see question number 27, for solving this type of problems we cannot use verification. So in such case, we have to solve directly, observing the pattern, writing the elements. Now we can take the sum. So sum up to n terms in the set Sn. After finding the sum of elements in any set, so what we need, the sum of elements in the 50th set. So just take n equal to 50. So what will be the sum of elements in the 50th set? It is 50 by 2 into t square plus 1. So 25 into, it is 2500, 2501. Just multiply 25. So 25 into 5, 125, 50, 25 into 2, 50, 51. Right? So 125, 25 into 2, 50, 62. So it will be 62,525. So first option will be correct. Okay. So this is the method of solving. Observing the pattern, we are writing the elements, then we are finding the summation. Okay. So the next question. N cube plus 2n is divisible by. So an expression is given, n cube plus 2n. It is divisible by which numbers? Is it 2, 3, 6 or 12? Okay. So again, for solving this, we will use verification. Okay. Let us take some value for n and see that that number is divisible by which of these numbers. Let us take n equal to 1. So n is 1 means 1 plus 2, that is 3. 1 plus 2 is 3. 3 is divisible by which of the options? 3 is divisible by 2, this is wrong. 3 is divisible by 3, can be correct. 3 is divisible by 6, not divisible. 3 is divisible by 12, that is also wrong. So only one option satisfies here. 3 is divisible by 3. Okay. So second option will be correct. Now what if more than one option satisfies? If more than one option satisfies, then what is the method we use is we take n equal to 2 and find the value. Okay. So after taking n equal to 1 and n equal to 2, we will be getting two values. Now in that two values, we will take the highest common factor. Okay. So the highest common factor will be the number required that is divisible. Okay. So mostly one option will be satisfied here. If 10 power n plus 3 into 4 power n plus k is divisible by 9 for all n belongs to n, for all natural numbers it is divisible by 9, then the least value of k is, so we need the least value of k so that this expression is divisible by 9 for what values of n? For all natural numbers. And let us take some natural numbers and see what should be the least value for k so that the expression is divisible by 9. Let n is 1. So n is 1 means 10 plus 12 plus k is divisible by 9. It is 22 plus k is divisible by 9. So 22 plus k, for 22 we are adding some number so that the sum is divisible by 9. So they are asking what is the least value of k. Okay. So what should be the least value of k so that it is divisible by 9? We can take the options, substitute the options and see what value of k we can take. Verify. Now we will start with the least number. So this is the least option, we have 1. So let's take here k equal to 1. K is 1 means 22 plus 1 is divisible by 9. Is it correct? 23, is it divisible by 9? No. So k cannot be 1. So first option is wrong. Next, take the next least value. Next least value is 5. 22 plus 5 is divisible by 9. 22 plus 5. 27 is divisible by 9. It is correct. So the least value will be 5. That is required. Maybe other options are also divisible, but they are asking what is the least value of k. So least value of k will be 5. Okay. Now see next question. If n belongs to n, that is natural numbers, x power n minus y power n is divisible by x plus y if n is. So what should be the value of n so that x power n minus y power n is divisible by 9, divisible by x plus y. So given x power n minus y power n, it is divisible by x plus y. Okay. So what should be the value of n if n is? Options are given or any natural number, it must be perfect square. See which option will be correct here. So we'll verify. Let us take for all natural numbers given. So let us take n equal to 1 and see is it divisible or not. X power n minus y power n, x minus y is divisible by x plus y. Is it correct? X minus y is divisible by x plus y. It is wrong. Okay. So this is wrong means we cannot take n as 1. So we cannot take n as 1 means what options we can eliminate? We can eliminate second option. Okay. Second option is eliminated. And any natural number we cannot take 1. Third option is eliminated. So remaining options are even or perfect square. So which option we can take? Suppose I take some even number. Let n is 2. See, x square minus y square is divisible by x plus y. Correct or not? It is divisible because x square minus y square we can write as x minus y into x plus y. This is correct. because it is a multiple of x plus y, so we can say it is divisible by x plus y. So divisible by x plus y means we can take n as 2. Now is 2 a perfect square? No. So even though it is not a perfect square, we are able to divisible by x plus y. So no need of perfect square. If it is even, that is enough that it will be divisible by x plus y. Okay. So in this case, you can take answer as first option. X power n minus y power n is divisible by x plus y. Okay. The next question is, the greatest positive integer which divides n plus 1 into n plus 2 into n plus 3 and so on up to n plus r for all n belongs to n is. So for solving this question, we should know one point. Make it a note. The product of r consecutive natural numbers, or you can take numbers. The product of r consecutive natural numbers is always divisible by r factorial. Okay, the product of r consecutive natural numbers, it is always divisible by r factorial, and this will be the greatest term which divides this product of r consecutive terms. If I take the product of 4 natural numbers, 1 into 2 into 3 into 4, okay, we are taking the product of r consecutive terms. So we are taking 4 terms here. So these 4 terms, the product is always divisible by r factor. So how many terms we are taking? 4 terms. So it will be divisible by 4 factor. What is the product here? 24. 4 factorial is 24. So 24 is divisible by 24. This is correct. Not only starting from 1, we can take the product of any consecutive natural numbers. If we take the product like 9, 10, 11. Now how many terms we are taking here? 3 terms. So product of 3 consecutive natural numbers, it is divisible by 3 factorial. So it is 3 factorial is 6. Now see, 9 into 10 into 11, will it be divisible by 6 or not? It is divisible by 6. So like this, any number of terms we take here, that is consecutive terms only we have to take. So that will be always divisible by r factor. Now if you observe these terms here, n plus 1, where n is natural number, n plus 1, n plus 2, n plus 3 up to n plus r. It is nothing but the product of r consecutive terms. This is the product of r consecutive terms. So the product of r consecutive terms, it is always divisible by r factorial. So the required answer is second option. Okay. So if you want, you can take some example and see that is it satisfied or not. So note it as the product of r consecutive natural numbers is always divisible by r factorial. Okay. Next question. Let P of n denotes the statement n squared plus n is odd. Statement is given P of n squared plus n is odd. This is a statement given. And it is seen that P of n implies P of n plus 1. Therefore, P of n is true for what values of n. So, we know that P of n is true whenever P of n plus 1 is true. Okay? So, P of n implies P of n plus 1. Using that, what we can say about P of n? Is it true for all n greater than 1, for all n greater than 2, for all natural numbers? Principle of mathematical induction cannot be applied. Okay. Now let us see that expression. Since it is given natural numbers, so let us take some natural numbers. N is 1. So is the statement true for n equal to 1? Observe, one of the option we have for all natural numbers. Now see that when n is 1, so is the statement true? 1 square plus 1, which is 2. Is it odd? No. 2 is even number. So n square plus n is here we are getting even number. So this is odd means wrong. So can you take all values of n? You cannot take. Next, n greater than 1 given, n greater than 2 given. And let's see that option also. N greater than 1 means can you take n equal to 2? If n is 2, so what we have 2 square plus 2, which is 6. Is it odd? So n greater than 1 we cannot take. N more than 2, that also we cannot take, because greater than 2 means what value we can take? Suppose n equal to 3, 9 plus 3 which is 12 is odd, is also wrong. So from the options we cannot take n greater than 1, we cannot take n greater than 2, we cannot take all values of n. So first three options are wrong means fourth option will be correct. Okay. So principle of mathematical induction cannot be applied for this statement. Why? Because any value of n we are taking, n square plus n is always even we are getting, but the statement is given as odd. So this statement is always false. So that's why we are not able to apply the principle of mathematical induction. Okay. So fourth option will be correct. Next, see 46. Using mathematical induction, the numbers a_n's are defined by a0 is given 1 and an plus 1 is given 3n square plus n plus an when n is greater than or equal to 0. Then what is the an expression we have to find? So this is a two-step verification. Using the mathematical induction, the numbers a_n's are defined by this rule. Okay. So first we find what are the numbers by taking some values for n. See, given that a0 is 1. Okay. Given that a0 is 1 and an plus 1, it is written as 3n square plus n plus an. Okay. So here n value should be greater than or equal to 0. By taking some values for n here, we can obtain the terms of this principle of mathematical induction. So find the terms. N greater than or equal to 0. So n is 0 means we will get a1, because n is 0 means a0 plus 1 is a1. So a1 is 0 plus a0. a0 is 1. So what is the first term? a1 we can write 1. a1 is 1. Next, at n equal to 1, substitute here, we will get a2. n is 1 means 3 plus 1 plus a1. What is a1? We know 1. So what is a2 here? It is 5. Next, at n equal to 2, substitute in this, n is 2 means a3. So 4 into 3, 12 plus 2 plus a2. a2 is 5. So what will be a3 we get? It is 19 and so on. Okay. So the terms of sequence are a0 is 1. Next a1 is, you can write like this, a0 is 1, a1 is 1, a2 is 5, a3 is 19 and so on. Okay. So these are the terms of sequence. Now in this terms of sequence, what we need is, then what is an value? Okay. You have to find an value. So how to find an? We know a0 is 1, a1 is 1, a2 is 5 and so on. Okay. So we need an. Now these terms, writing in terms of n will be complex. So from here on we'll verify. Okay. So up to now, what we find is according to the given expression. What is the given expression here? A n plus 1 expression is given. So using this a n plus 1 expression, we are finding the terms of this sequence. Now using the terms of sequence, we can verify what can be the nth term, a n. Let us verify. Let us verify from options. First option, let us take n as 0. So n is 0 means what we should get? N is 0 means we get a naught. Let n equal to 0. So it is left hand side we have a naught. Now already we know a naught value is 1. Okay. So here I am taking a n. Let us take n is 0 because we can take 0 also. So n is 0 means here a naught. So a naught value already we know it is 1. So our answer should be 1 whenever we take n equal to 0. See the options. First option, n is 0 means 0 plus 0 plus 1. First option can be the answer. Second option, 0 minus 0 plus 1, 1. It can be the answer. Third option, 0 minus 0, 0, which is wrong. Fourth option, 0 plus 0 is 0, which is wrong. So either first option is correct or the second option is correct. Now we have to go for another verification. Let n equal to 1. So what will be left hand side? N is 1 means a1. So what is a1 value? That is also 1. So again we should get answer as 1 by taking n as 1. So verify. Now we have to verify only first and second options. N is 1. So 1 plus 1, which is 3, which is wrong. Second option, 1 minus 1 plus 1. So second option will be required answer. Okay. So here the terms are not given directly. An expression is given a n plus 1. Using that first we are finding the terms a naught, a1, a2, a3 like this. Now using these terms we can verify for finding what is a n. Okay. So these are the problems based on level 1. So from the next class we will see the problems based on level 2. Okay. So try to complete all the problems up to this level 1. Thank you.